Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Multigens account review video. So today we're going to be basically doing more account reviews. This is going to be episode 34. So yeah, we are getting pretty close to like episode 40 and then 50. So can't believe, man, the episodes on this thing, this series has just been keep going up and up. But you guys are enjoying it and you guys are finding it helpful. So I just keep on making it for you guys. But anyways, I hope you guys are excited. If you are, make sure to drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, let's go and get started. Alrighty guys, so the first player that we have here is Perry23 from Destructive Personalities. He actually used to be in Sylvia actually a while back. So let's see what Perry's actually been up to. So we got 216 KMP at level 148, so he's getting closer and closer to 150. But let's take a look at his attack team. So his attack team, wow, he got level 12s. Wow, nice. I would recommend unlocking that final one whenever you get the chance, because man, I'm telling you, runes make a big difference. And same with this one, you know what I mean? You can see there's one that needs to be open. Maybe it is open already, and he just doesn't have any runes to give, possibly. But I'm pretty sure it needs to be open because I remember when he was actually part of Sylvia, those runes were locked. So I'd highly recommend just like unlocking them. But I would say, you know what I mean? You're doing pretty good with your ancestral collection, which is nice. You have Xandrite. Xandrite's look at the runes aren't looking too bad, so that's good. We have Mater as well, and then we got Primarion. There you go, level 12s and 11. Nice. So your relics aren't looking too bad, which is good. You know what I mean? I'm looking at, you know, you have like Mater Geneza, you have 2 of them. There's more ancestral ones that I'm looking at. I would recommend, you know, getting more and more and unlocking these ones though, and like putting those, filling out those slots. I would say that's the only like big feedback I could actually give you in terms of your monsters. I would say unlock those rune slots and also give in relics for those monsters. If it's hard to get the relics, I'd recommend checking out the dungeons. You know, ancestral dungeons, you can get the ancestral chests, you know, guaranteed relic, or you can keep on playing Team Wars and get the guaranteed ancestral relic chest if you want. Get yourself that. But in terms of your best monsters, it looks like you are actually filling up basically almost everything. I would recommend, since you have all these maxed out, and the ones you should mainly focus on right now would be, first, it would be a Dealt Cliffbreaker 100%. This is the next monster you should be maxing out. Looks like you already have a 113, or sorry, level 13 rune, which is actually pretty good. But I would recommend maxing that out, and then max out Stina right after. These two should be right after each other, and then I'd probably do Maximus after that, and then last one could be one of your options, like one of your choices. I would recommend skipping Robor unless you want it for, you know, collection purposes. Calarok can be good. If you want to use Calarok, of course, you can rank that one up. And then Anwar, probably one of the last monsters you also want to rank up. But here we go, guys. We are on Perry's Island here. Let's take a look at to see what we have here. So your runes looks like at level 13 you left it. Level 13 is pretty good. Maybe try to get to rank, you know, level 14 if you can possibly. I understand it costs gems, but eventually that could be like one of the achievements you can make. And then also eventually like get yourself a level 14. You actually have better runes than me, in my opinion. Like in terms of like level, you have more 13s than I do, I would say. I don't think I actually have any 13s right now. I used to, but then it downgraded over to 12 when I tried upgrading it to 14. Unfortunately, it just went down. But anyways, in terms of your monsters here, it looks like we've got all the thunder monsters mixed with fire, magic. Oh no. Okay, so it is a bit out of order. So I would recommend kind of like organizing this, I would say, you know what I mean? Like you have the monsters together in one habitat is what I'm saying. Like that looks fine, but it's just like you have almost every kind like just together in this island. You have dark element, you have magic, you have thunder, you know what I mean? All that stuff. So I would try to divide this into 4 or 2, I would say. For your level, I'd probably do 2. So you can either split it into the middle right here or split it from the middle right here. One of the two. And then you can have one on this option. I mean, one side right here and another option on this side. But anyways, what else do we have here? So we have your dark monsters mixed with fire and magic. Yeah, this is another thing. It's all mixed. I would highly recommend just making this island, since this island is like really small, I would make it just one element. I believe I have like a light element for mine. I did light here and I did another light right here. I expanded it a little bit more. With these monsters, you don't really need it. I would highly recommend moving them to your monster vault, make some room in the monster vault and put them in there, and build more mythic habitats with ancestral habitats as well. So it looks like it just needs to be in order, to be honest. With these temples, fill them in right here, remove this habitat and put the temples there, move this temple and probably put it right here. This monster can go away. You could probably fit another one right there. And then if that food farm, yeah, your food farm is actually all over the place, I would say. That's another feedback I would give. Like the food farms, I would highly recommend just like making this island your food farm. You know what I mean? It's literally just built for it. Either that or right here, one of the two islands. But looks like you do have actually a lot of you've expanded quite a lot, I would say. But these habitats, these monsters won't really make you as much gold as mythics do, so try to get rid of them. Don't sell them, just put them in your monster vault, you know what I mean, one by one. Try to just fill those up. And then legendaries as well, do the same for legendaries, replace them with mythics eventually, but try to keep them together, organized, and get yourself gold boosts. I'm not sure if you actually have any. I haven't actually noticed any at all in your islands. Maybe you have them somewhere. Oh, right here you have some light right here, but they're not placed correctly, I would say. And you have 3 fire for 1 habitat, you know what I mean? So that can definitely be taken care of and be adjusted. But these 3 are unlocked, which is good. I'd highly recommend maxing that out first, maxing this out second, and then this third right after. But yeah, those are basically the feedbacks I can give to you. All right, guys, the next player we have is Arthur Plays from Smarties. They went ahead and said, "Hey MG, I've been waiting for a really, really long time, and I hope I can get an account review very soon. I just want to know how I'm doing in this game." All right, let's see what we got here. So you got 144 KMP at level 121. Let's take a look at your attack and defense team. So your attack and defense team, it looks like you've got the monsters. You've got the right monsters. It's just they need to be ranked up. That's a tip I would give you straight away. That's something that I noticed straight away, is that your monsters are really, really low ranked. Like what a lot of players tend to do is they tend to obtain every single ancestral monster rather than getting a few and then focusing on those monsters and try to max those out. What I personally would recommend you guys doing, for those of you guys that are starting out, if you're starting out, try to get 1 ancestral monster. Make sure it's really good. If it's a really terrible one, like for example a Robor, that ancestral, try to get something different, you know what I mean? Keep that one at 100, but try to get another one, but make sure it's something good, you know what I mean? When you summon a ancestral lamp, it gives you option to pick almost every ancestral monster. That's the great thing about that lamp that is in there. So what I personally would recommend, get JJ, get like Mater, get Kirk, get any of those monsters that are going to be lasting you a very long time. But once you get them, if you get a few of them and they're all worth it, go ahead and work on those and max them out instead of getting basically the whole collection. Like for example, this player, I'm not going to pick on you, but I'm just going to use you as an example here. So this player went ahead and basically got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13, so 13 ancestrals. And instead of getting all these 13 ancestrals, he could have gotten 6 of them, 6 that are really, really worth it. He could have kept 3 on attack team, 3 on defense team, and they could have been all at least rank 3 or like close to rank 4, I would say. That's something, a tip I would give almost all of you guys basically. I would highly recommend making sure you note that down, because that is very, very helpful. But anyways, for your best monsters, what I personally recommend maxing out would be JJ, Primarion, Enkido, Everest, Diabolus, this one, and then Kirk Moonwalker, and also a Dale. I don't want to forget a Dale actually. I'd probably do a Dale over Linneas, to be honest. But those are the monsters that I'd highly recommend maxing out first and then moving on to the other ones, you know what I mean, right after. But anyways, so those are basically your best monsters in here. For mythics, I would do probably Presentis and Pulsebane only. All right, taking a look at Arthur's island here. Let's see what we have here. So we have, you got your dark boost, you have your metal boost, and more metal boost, and it looks like those are the only 2 elements. You have all the dark monsters and you have metal combined. Yeah, that's actually not bad. I would recommend well, here's the thing. These tiles can actually be here. That's okay, because I'm sure you can't really fit any extra habitats there. But this, I would try to move at least the temples here. Like try to get rid of the temples somewhere else. Monster Vault can be moved somewhere else for sure. And you could probably fit another habitat if you move it up a little bit. You could possibly most likely actually place a habitat in there. I can guarantee you there. And then with these 3, or at least these 2, you can probably keep them there, or you can actually move it to maybe this island, or I don't know. But if you want to keep it there, that's completely fine. I would highly recommend removing this though. And if you still are struggling with fitting a habitat there when you move that, get rid of these. Try to get rid of these and try to keep on like moving it around. I'm sure eventually you'll fit something, because even if you like move this back here, because if the tiles are here, this thing can definitely move to here, and you can keep on moving them a little bit, little by little, left and right. Eventually you can actually fit another habitat. Could make you more gold. Just a tip I could give. And it's not just all about gold, it's also being able to fit in more monsters for your habitats, because eventually you're going to be running out of space. Like, that's an issue that I have right now. I have so many of my monsters in my monster vault that are mythics and ancestral monsters, and I just don't have the spots to like place them. They're all like, all of my habitats are basically level 4, which is basically maxed out, so I can't even fit anymore, you know what I mean? And I have so much gold, I have so much like monsters, I just run out of space. And there's so much monsters on my storage. You guys have seen it on my previous videos if you guys have watched it. All magic monsters are kept. Another tip I would give you is, while you're making all those gold, you might as well also take advantage of your workers and try to max these out for future. Just try to be one step ahead, you know what I mean? Try to have those maxed out, I would say. You've got all your nature monsters, more nature here. Okay, that is a lot of gold tiles, I've got to say. This looks like my old island, how I was when I first started. I had a lot of these gold stuff until I eventually removed the one by one. It was a pain in the butt, but eventually it was worth it because I made so much space out of it. You've got all the fire monsters, that's nice. But yeah, I mean, it's not looking too bad, I would say. If you want, you can move that near your light monsters, and then that one also near your light, because it is light elements or dark. Earth monsters are well kept. Water. Oh, nice. Your food farms are at least well kept. I would try to get this to like level 12 or possibly 13 if you can. But these three are looking good. Hopefully they're maxed out as well. But yeah, overall, really not too bad, I would say. That's just an island full of just like random monsters, which I understand. I've been there, to be honest. But overall, not too bad. I would recommend, I would just acknowledge those tips that I give you and try to like implement that to towards your gameplay. All right, guys, the next player we have here is Kopal Kaba. This player's from Philippines, so much love. Thanks for watching the content. He said, "Hi, MG. Greetings from the Philippines. Hope you're having a good day." Thank you. I hope you are as well. I've started playing this game almost 3 months. And now currently I'm grinding gems and getting good monster on bounty hunt because I'm free to play. Awesome. I struggle to rank ancestral monster, also getting higher runes. Please let me know what I should do to improve my account. Okay. So first let's address the runes and also the fact that you do struggle getting trying to rank ancestral monsters. Well, first of all, what the heck are you talking about? You got some good ancestrals, but I will also help you out like ranking up the remaining. So like I give the previous tip, you know what I mean? Another thing I see that you have done is you try to get all of the categories, which I understand, you know what I mean? You want to unlock every single one of them, but whenever you get, let's say you're summoning, right? And when you summon, you get the egg lamp. Egg lamp gives you 100 cells. What a lot of players make a mistake on is they try to craft a monster that they don't have. When they see that, they're like, oh wait, let me get the one that I don't have, but that one might suck. So for example, let me use it as an example here. For example, let's say Rover, right? That would be one. I keep on picking on this monster, but you guys get the point. There's of course Tyre Stormbringer, or like for example Girvani Iron Wings. Now this one doesn't entirely suck, but I'm using this as an example because it's in the lower ranking tier than, for example, if we were to compare it with like Everest, for example. So when you get those, try to take advantage, and instead of getting an ancestral that you, let's say, don't have, instead put it towards a monster that you already have and you want to rank that up. So for example, Everest, you know what I mean? Or if you want to finish up Kirk Moonwalker, you can do that too. Another thing I would say, your runes, yeah, it's not looking the best. So what I would highly recommend doing, you can, if you have the gems, here's the thing, if you have the gems, play some treasure cave and try to get those 12s from level 45 or like room 45, which can be a bit risky, but if you can make a really nice home run, you can get those 12s and start collecting them. That's what I kind of did, and I got like a bunch of 12s. You know what I mean? So I would highly recommend doing something like that. Or you can use the level or the 3 method, like 3 level 1 method. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. I'm going to show you guys real quick what I mean by that. So here is I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys as an example. So you can really do this with any rune. So for example, you can do like a level 8, level 9, level 10, whatever it is. I'm gonna use level 9 as an example. So for example, let's say I want to, like I have this, and this is my only rune that I have, right? Ignore every single one of them. Say this is the only one. I put this in, right? I put that in. What you want to do, what a lot of players actually do is they try to put in a bunch of like this, something like this, and then it says 100% chance of getting level 10. Of course, yeah, 100% chance. You can go on and craft it if you want, but that is not something you should be doing. Instead, here's the thing: you sort of gamble, but there's like still a high chance of you getting a higher rune. So do this at your own risk, but trust me, you can sometimes get rewarded and you'll be happy about it. Let's say you want to turn this level 9 speed into a strength. So what you can do is you can put in a bunch of strength runes. If you don't want to do strength, you can get rid of the strength. You can put life, for example, something like this. And you can see 25% chance of getting a level 10 rune. So instead of 100% chance, you have 25% chance. But instead of sacrificing all 4 level 9s, you're sacrificing only 1. So do this at your own risk, but 25% chance you might be getting a level 10. Let's try to craft it. I might be able to get it. 19 hours, I'm not sure what that is. 7 gems, I can probably spend it, but I'm low on gems. But you get the point, right? So that is something that I would highly recommend doing. That's the best way a lot of players actually go about it in terms of like upgrading to higher runes. That's what I've seen, and I personally have used that method as well, gotten myself a bunch of runes. So that's something I would highly recommend doing. But anyways, now that we got all those aside, this player has 100k MP at level 102. All right, so I'm glad you've been keeping your level down. Another thing I've seen with a lot of players is that they've been like, their levels are like 150, but then they have the most like doo-dooest monster ever. It's insane. And oh my gosh, I don't want to say it, but some players that apply to my team, I've noticed, I'm like, oh wow, it's a level 150 player. Let me check out the monsters. And the monsters, I kid you not, it's literally 100 Grafani Wing, level 100 Grafani Wing. Maybe if you're lucky, level 132 or like 130 Grafani Iron Wings that are in there. I'm like, what the heck? How did this player get to 150? And they have this kind of monster. Anyways, I would highly recommend maxing out Kirk, max out Everest and Linnaeus. Where's the other Megatons? You don't have? Oh, it's already maxed out. Nice. Stina would be another one. Xandrite, Graciel, and Kato. This one, Mater, and Tideborn. I would highly recommend maxing those out. And then you can also max out this one eventually if you want. But yeah, those are the monsters I highly recommend working on next. Now, taking a look at this player's island, we have basically, oh wow, everything is organized. That's nice. We have, thunder, we have light. That is cool. And we have dark. So 3 elements is what I'm seeing. And they're all like basically all together, which is really nice, kept like clean and neat. And then the remaining space looks like he put some, I think it's called petal cone or something like that. I'm not sure what it's called, but he put these, which it's cool, you know what I mean. It is pretty expensive though. I think they were like 150k gold. Now it's not as expensive for me, but back then it was a bit expensive. I remember I was hesitating to buy them, but now I'm like, oh, I could afford like probably like 2 million of them, or I don't know. But yeah, so they're well kept. It's nice. I like that. Your rune, oh my gosh, your rune building is at level 14 and you're level 102. That's insane. That's actually insane. It's funny because your runes, your actual runes, like aren't really too high up and you're struggling in getting like those runes, but you're like steps ahead basically from everybody else. Like I don't even have level 14 yet, which is really nice. So that's very impressive. I like that. But try to use a method that I give you. Try that and see if it works. It should work, but you know what I mean, there's still some chances of you gambling and you might actually, you know what I mean, it might not work. So do it at your own risk. That's all I'm gonna say. Magic monsters here, nice. You've got all the water monsters there, earth monsters, nice. Everything is so well kept together. And then there's just a random Fennekin, that's okay. But what I would say is if you have, so this one, you can't really do much with it. I mean, I understand like the extra bit of space, you decorating, but you have 4 of the most important ones in a mini island, so that's okay. That's definitely fine. But you have all your food farms, so if those are all kept together and like those are all like already taken care of, then these other spaces, you can do whatever you want to them, you know what I mean? You can literally spam them with like a bunch of statues of like Thanos or something, I don't know, or Voltic statues. But this island is all random monsters, which I understand, so that's just like a filler island. But then these 3 are already open. What I'd highly recommend, if you haven't already maxed it out, max this out first, max this out second, and then this third. But hey, not bad overall, I would say. This is probably one of the best ones I actually reviewed this video. But that's going to be pretty much it for today's monster review video for you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy, and if you did, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. But if you guys learned something new, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
You were the one for me. why I give you everything.